Waiting on you for like an hour, bro.
Shut up. I'm going to get sniff stoned and stuff.
We're just getting started, and my kids are about to go to sleep.
So we are finally back, and I figured it out now. Figured out how to do the changing of the screens. And we're reviewing the movie Against the Ice, my pick. And Chris, why don't you explain to the people what we do as far as so I can
The people?
start cutting this shit right, you know?
The people?
As far as movie choices go.
Well, I don't really understand your question, Jay, but I think what you're saying is you want me to tell the people what Three Dimes Reviews is.
Yeah,
Three Dimes Reviews is three guys that review a movie every week. Each week we take our turn picking the movie. As we pick the movie, we each rate it on a 1 to 30 scale, and we race to $1.
Tony's looking at you so intrigued.
Yeah, get Tony.
This is about the point where you yell, "Hit me again."
Hit me again. Hit me again.
Only real listeners will know what the hell that means.
I think I recorded or wrote down a couple of those.
Okay.
Anyways. So, yeah, this movie's Jay's pick, and we're getting close to the end of the race to $1. At the end of the race to $1, the person who wins gets to punish the other two people here. And right now the scores are sitting at, I have 86, Tony has 61, and Jay has 67. But we have.
And after this, I'm going to have 95.
After what?
This movie's rating. I'm going to have 95.
That means you're going to have to average a 15. I don't think so.
I don't have that. What are you talking about?
That would be much higher than 15. He's got 67. You'd have to average like a 30. 28.
God, it's so distracting. Okay, so let's get into this movie. You know what? The first thing I thought when I started this movie off is
snooze fest.
Shut the fuck up. I thought this is a true movie. And I was like, hell yeah, I didn't know that when I picked it.
You didn't know this was based on a true story?
No. I didn't.
You thought somebody creatively came up with somebody from 1908 getting stranded in an Arctic climate?
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I have?
Like some young aspiring filmmaker was sitting around going, you know what the world needs right now? They need 1908 drama.
Well, this movie starts with you seeing these guys living on a boat that's in the ice. And then, or like on the ice. And then two guys come back on.
Wait. I'm not recording on here.
That sucks. Hit the button then. Let's keep going. You'll have to dub it over from YouTube.
I will do that.
You're going to have to. It's the only way.
Okay, we're just talking about a movie.
Who's going to know?
So they no one will know. How would they know? They'll never know. They'll never know. So they're on a boat. There's like a group of dudes on a boat. It's clearly olden days when you start this movie.
I'm just thinking about how bad this is going to be.
It's not
together.
Are you talking about the movie or you're talking about the cast?
The cast, when you're like taking clips out of YouTube.
This is going to be great. No, it's going to be fine, dude.
Oh,
it's
man.
going to be fine.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here?
But then the one guy comes back and he's like injured, right? He's got like a black foot from the ice. So basically they bring him in the boat. They pour some booze on it. He takes a shot of booze and they basically cut off his toes.
That would be the worst.
And then you realize it's based on a true story. I think then they said based on a true story. It was Christmas Eve, 1909.
I thought they said there was a true story before that.
Maybe.
Like when the first came up, but then my radar of points went up from the start of 15 to 25.
Yeah, because you love fucking true stories for some reason.
Who doesn't?
I don't know.
Who doesn't?
True stories are you don't pay for subscription services to hear true stories. You go out in the real world. I want to see some imaginary shit. Give me my aliens and time travel.
Dude, I would never, ever be an explorer. My wife, when we were watching this, she was like,
You
I swear to
got
God, you
zero
would be.
sense of direction.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be dead.
Oh, that
within,
was
Hours.
Oh, I would too.
I wouldn't say hours. I would say at least a month. They give me a month at least.
I'd be fine out there, but the sense of direction, I'd just be walking around until I died. Like I'd live for a while,
Hold
but
on
I'd
a
just be
second.
walking around until I died.
You think you would make it for a month?
Yeah.
I don't know that you could make it in Milwaukee without a car for a month.
Without a GPS in a car. Like he would need the GPS and the car.
No, I used to be.
If I took away your car right now and told you to get to Sheboygan, there's no way you would do it.
Yes, I would know how to.
No way.
I would just say, "Hey Siri, how do you get to Sheboygan?" And she would tell me.
Uber is $163.
When I'm at a job and I need to go to the nearest gas station, I say, "Hey Siri, tell me how to get to the nearest gas station right away." She does that right
Yeah.
away, sends me there.
You're gonna get your
Gets me
sled.
back.
You're gonna get your sled. You're gonna get your best lead dog, that girl with the cross eyes.
Old cross-eyed lover leading the pack.
You're gonna be like, mush to Sheboygan.
Okay, so in this movie, that was the craziest thing. They did these. Well, the first expedition or whatever expedition it was, they had a motor vehicle that was that could drive on the snow. That failed, but
The old Crossley.
Yeah, the old Crossley.
well, what I thought was crazy is the fact that how many dogs did each sled have?
Looked like 9 or 7.
7, 9 or 7.
I think it was.
You wanted like an odd
It was
number
like
there?
Well, there
On
were
it was
there were
Dasher,
rows of two with one lead dog,
Prancer,
Vixen.
Comet.
Okay, now did you feel bad for these dogs?
No.
No,
What do you mean?
it's what they were fucking born to do.
What are
They weren't allowed in the tent.
Yeah.
They had to run the whole entire time. These guys are on this expedition for months.
One of these guys said, "Here, where is it? I can't find it." Oh shit. He goes, "If these dogs were more inbred, they'd be sandwiches." He goes, "Don't worry about
that's right.
You're
I
worried
like that.
about
That
the
was good. That was
You're
good.
worried about the dogs? They're barely dogs. If they were more inbred, they'd be sandwiches." That's what the guy said. They would kill when the dog would die. They'd feed it immediately to the dogs. They're like, the dog is worth 100 pounds of gear. When you don't have 100 pounds of gear for the dog to carry anymore, the dog becomes food
Yeah.
for the other dogs. And then they tried to eat the liver when they were starving of the last dog
So why did that make him sick?
because the dog died of poison.
Liver cancer.
Yeah, not like
Why did it die of liver cancer? You didn't smoke.
It was a heavy drinker. That would be
that was
lung
the one
cancer.
that was the one that died from just pure straight exhaustion. Like it hadn't had water, food, nothing. It just died while running. You remember that one?
Yeah. So
I could,
They're into
I could never have a sled. You know, the series of sled dogs. It'd be all like little French bulldogs. They can't run.
they can't breathe.
They get exhausted after 3 minutes of play. You know, my
It's
choice
wider
of dog.
than it is tall.
My choice of dog was fucking terrible for olden day sled travel.
Yeah, not very many successful sled teams were run by.
Frenchies. Nope.
Tony's-
My dog doesn't like the cold to the point where I open up the back door and it pisses right on my porch.
Tony's guy. That's terrible. You got to
Yep.
stop every fucking 3.5 hours to make it a fresh meal.
I had to bring so many extra dogs to chop up for you.
my God, it's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what Huskies like to do. That's their thing.
Well,
I think some of those were Akitas.
I don't know.
the smaller ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're all about basically the same.
So we normally record a regular podcast where we talk shit for like 2 hours, and then when we get to the movie podcast, we're pretty motivated to like get through the movie because it's getting late. But now we're trying to do the movie first, and we haven't told the people at all about this movie. These two fuckers are now deciding. So the one guy goes out exploring. They're exploring Greenland in 1909 to prove
Iceland.
that Greenland is a continent full, not an island off the edge. So they have to go to the most northern, western, or northeastern point there or whatever to like find this document that was some other explorers had left. And this is in 1909, I think they started. So the two guys go out, try to find this. They have to come back. They didn't find it. So then the captain wants to go and look again, and the boat's mechanic decides to volunteer because the rest of the guys are like, "You're fucking crazy. We've been out here forever. We're gonna die out here if we don't just get the hell out of here. We'll have to come back a different time." And then they just show they're like, Iverson is volunteered, and then they're like, day 1. And they show these guys riding out. They're all decked out. They're all happy and excited and shit. They're, they weren't wearing clothes that were warm enough, I don't think.
No.
Did you notice any of that? Like,
No,
you don't even have your face covered and you're riding around?
I felt cold watching this movie. I felt extremely cold. I felt like I needed I grabbed an extra blanket while watching this movie. I can't handle the cold weather. And to get to the spot, their little rock hut.
The can?
What? Oh yeah, the can. CAINE. Why do you call it can? Can.
What, you looked that up?
Oh, I put subtitles on when I watch it,
What?
so I can hear it. I keep it down. The kids are sleeping.
You're reading while you're watching movies?
Yeah, I do a lot. I do that a lot. I think it helps my reading skills. That's why I've been able to read things a lot easier and better. So it took them how long to get to the first cane? It took them like 3 months. Okay.
Yeah, it went like day 1, and then it was day 26. They were kind of lost. He was using the compass. And then the rookie guy starts asking what happened to the old Denmark expedition. Then the fucking dogs run off the cliff. Remember they were goofing around, riding, having a gay old time, if you will. And the fucking dog runs.
The only gay thing that happened on that
Dude,
trip.
was this Against the Ice movie a prelude to Brokeback Mountain? These guys start talking about these girls. When's the last time you were seeing a girl? And then they like fall in love with some images on a notebook or some shit or a postcard. Do you remember that? They're like, which one do you want?
You know what I
I'll
liked
take
about
that one. Oh, then you're married to her now.
You know what I liked about that part was the fact that you could not depict anyone in that picture. And the guy's like, I like that girl. I kind of like that girl. She looks good. Everyone looked the fucking same. That picture was so old and haggard. No one could tell the difference between those women.
That postcard was so fucking sticky.
Yeah.
You weren't making out anybody's image on there.
They like married the woman in a photograph that they found on the boat.
Yeah.
And then
It's crazy that later in the movie she cheated on him.
No, I think
It just shows you how these women get, man. His pretend wife cheated on him. With
even fake women be trifling.
Man, it's been my life motto forever. You never trust a woman. You don't trust the IRS, and you don't trust women.
I don't know about that, dog.
Yeah, I trust the IRS.
So what did you guys think about the polar bear attack?
Well, they're at day 84, and the guy's looking to go home. So yeah, how many months had it been?
I don't know. It's like 3 or 4.
They find that can. They find the can around day 132. They're heading back, I wrote. So that was 132 days into their expedition. They're turning around to go back. They're down to like 6 dogs, right, at this point?
Yeah. The dog
And then the
count,
polar bear came.
dog count was going down. Actually, I think it might have been less than that because when the polar bear came, he had 3 dogs. 2 were killed. And
The one died. I have. They used the guy's silver necklace to see if the food's poisoned.
Oh, that was before that's a bit before
And then they eat the liver, they throw up, and then they have 3 dogs left. Then he runs out of tobacco.
I don't notice that part.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that part. He smoked the tobacco pipe, and he ran out of tobacco.
Nothing worse than that.
And then, then the fucking polar bear
No,
slaughters all the other dogs.
dude, I think the polar bear, he just thought the dude was choking. He was trying to give him the Heimlich or CPR. He's
That
just
bear?
pounding on his chest.
He was giving him
Boom,
chest.
boom.
He's like, shit, I left my choker in the cave.
This is before YouTube when you could
Okay.
learn how to Heimlich yourself with a chair.
Here's what's fucked up to me. The fact that, okay, you always hear about people shooting bears and, going on a bear hunt. And they shoot them one time and then the
Hey,
bullet
hold on.
deflects off their
First,
head.
who are all these people you know that are hunting bear?
You?
I've never hunted bear.
Okay, well, I've heard this.
Okay.
I heard
Jimmy
this,
John
I've heard
guy.
this, I've heard this around the circle.
In your world travels,
Yeah.
you've heard lots of bear hunt
Yes.
stories. Okay.
Yes. And I heard that if you don't use a big enough, gun, the bullet just deflects off their skull. You just can't kill them that easy. They're not easy to kill. This guy killed it with one shot. Well, he shot him in the arm.
No, it was shot 3 times.
He shot him once in the arm to distract him, and then the
No.
last one was a shot to the side of the shoulder.
So when you're shooting at something standing, they call it broadside, not head on, but the side. You aim slightly behind their shoulder, right behind their shoulder blade, because that's where their heart and lungs are. So that's where they were shooting. And technically, the only reason I know this because I've never been hunting bear, but
You sure?
I was on a 3D archery league where there's big life-size foam molds of each animal, and the bear's heart is actually forward of its shoulder blade, unlike most other animals
Like
when
humans.
it's standing broadside. So you actually have to shoot like up here in their like brisket area rather than behind their
Interesting.
shoulder.
And you learned this from a 3D archery
Yeah.
range.
I learn shit everywhere I go.
It's nice. I like
So they were actually shooting it in the right spot, but it wasn't working because, I mean, big animals don't die right away. So he shot that motherfucker in the throat.
What else are you going to do? They'll
Dude,
suffocate them.
Gave him a backyard tracheotomy.
And then then the thing pounces down and they break through the ice.
I think
Like, he's dead.
I think it just died and fell on top of him, broke. And when I saw that part, I was like, oh fuck, they could have ate that polar bear.
And
That'd
he,
have been food for a month.
he was still holding on to the sled or something too. They had
What? Why is that funny?
You think they'd be able to go through probably 1,400 pounds of meat in a month?
Tony, it is negative.
That would have been a fucking year's worth of food.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They would have had to leave.
It's just I know like when you go out to eat, with how little you are, you have like a chicken nugget, you're good for 2 days. And you're looking at a 1,500-pound animal and you're like, they could have ate for weeks on that. Just think about going to the store and filling your grocery cart up 15 times with just meat.
15? You think
how
that would
long-
have filled up the grocery cart 15 times?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big animal, man. That was a big animal.
Okay, whatever.
Maybe
I
not 15, but probably at least 8 full carts full of meat.
Okay. Okay, fine. Whatever.
And then if you're in a desperate situation like that, you're eating the shit that normal people don't eat when they kill something. You are eating all their fucking organs and heart and
Oh
liver,
yeah, everything. But no,
eyeballs, tongue.
they would have left. They would have had to leave without eating it. Like they wouldn't have been able to carry it at all at that
No.
point. They had
No,
no
they had no
dogs.
dogs. They
They had
would have
one
had to
dog.
find another polar bear, threaten to do what they did to this polar bear to him to get him to pull him halfway across the ice. It's the only way they could have transported that meat.
Yep.
That would have been a lot. They wouldn't have been hungry anymore.
you just take the best parts of it then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, dude. There's
What's the
nothing-
best parts of the polar bear?
Oh, tenderloins. It's the best part of
How do you
every
get to
animal.
how do you get to the tenderloin?
Through the rib cage.
What about ribs? Would that have been a good choice?
No,
Why?
Too
it's
much
the
bone.
less meaty part of the animal.
Yeah, but it's the most tender part.
You got to cook ribs for like 4 hours to get them tender. They're not tender. You got to soak them, brine them, grill them, take the membrane off. Like, it's not at all.
Like a 3-day event.
They cook them on slow and low for 250 for 6.5 hours with heavy marinade. It's not at all what you want to be
Fucking
chopping.
tenderloin you could eat raw.
Flaming on, yeah. You put that on the grill for 35 seconds each side and cut a knife into it, and you're done, man.
Jesus.
Jeez, Jay.
So
Get your meats.
you guys didn't think these parts were entertaining at all?
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Like
The polar bear was entertaining.
Okay, the polar bear, yeah, but I'm talking about like the part they
I
actually
was
the
kinda
adventurous.
I was kind of pissed that he had been hunting for fucking 6 weeks, hadn't seen an animal. He sees his first seal, and me being a hunter, I'm like, oh, he's going to shoot that seal, but it's out on a floating
He'll
chunk
never
of
be
ice
able to
that
get it.
he'll never be able to get. So he'd have to swim through the half-frozen water to go get it. I'm like, that's a dumb shot. Don't waste your bullet. And then you hear the bear, and it's like, how did you not? I mean, I get it. Polar bears are white, snow's white, whatever. But like, how did you not see the fucking bear?
Yeah.
I don't know that bears are that sneaky.
I don't think that there's much to make noise either, though. Walking through the snow is not loud.
Like,
Wind's howling. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know.
The bear smelt them. It was probably downwind, so they didn't hear the bear.
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of bizarre that all of a sudden the bear's killing. Like, by the time dude screams, he already had killed all the dogs and was already eating him.
Well, he didn't turn around until he heard gunshots, I thought, didn't he?
Yeah, the dude Ivor who was out hunting. Yeah, he didn't come at him till
The captain.
till he heard the captain scream. But like, why didn't the captain scream around the time when he killed the first dog?
Right. Or
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it happened fast, dude. Polar bears are quick. Not like they're not quick. So yeah, after that they
Maybe he was off to the side making love to his postcard wife and
I was
didn't
gonna
hear
say,
didn't hear
after-
the commotion of the dogs dying.
after all this, they show these folks again, these two, the captain and what's his name, Iverson, talking about girls again, talking about women. I'm like, is this Brokeback Against the Ice? I thought for sure there was going to be some shit where they're like, oh, that was awkward. We'll never talk about that again or some shit,
Yeah.
But it's day 164 and they're walking now 200 miles to the ship. They burn their sled, which I didn't quite understand that. Why the fuck
He
you
was
burn it?
so mad.
He was just going crazy. The guy was freaking out that he was doing that.
So he
His
just
buddy.
He just burns the sled and says, we're fucking walking. And then Katie mentioned, like, these people's hair didn't grow. Wouldn't they have been really, really, really bad looking, like, unkept? I mean, I get it's a movie.
They cut their
Well, that's what I said. But
Their
still, you'd
hair.
have, like, there's no meat. Like, what? You're taking the time to, like,
I look intolerable after 3 weeks without a haircut.
you look intolerable after 3 hours without a haircut, according to you. Jay grows facial hair. He was clean shaven when we started. You can go back on the YouTube and watch it grow. Like, if you put fast forward on the YouTube, you'll see Jay's hair grow.
Time lapse
like
Jay's
a time
beard.
lapse growing,
Oh my god.
like a sprout growing on a National Geographic special.
Your fucking camera has like bars on the side. All right, so then the movie really doesn't. Oh, it takes a little more of a twist, and I thought this actually was the part that I didn't like. I didn't like the part where they started. Well, I guess the main character started going a little insane, and started to see his girlfriend, wife / whatever the fuck it is called.
Well, that was later after they had already gotten back. So they survived the 200-mile walk.
Yeah.
And they go back and there's no one. The people that were on the boat had made the boat was destroyed, but they had made a hut out of it and a house out of
Yeah,
it.
I guess I did.
That
skip
was a
that.
pretty elaborate house.
It was
for-
pretty legit, yeah.
like
But I guess the boat all had that. They just
I
had
know,
to
I know.
reassemble it.
But if I was getting rescued and I'm like, oh man, these two dudes are probably not going to make it back.
They left
Like-
food. They left.
Like, they left a pretty extensive camp for them, 2 buildings.
I think the
But
guys
I
were
wanna
living there
know-
for a while.
I want to know is
Dude.
how did they get How did they get that mast way up on a hill?
Well, they
how
had a
did
bunch
that
of
happen?
people. They had a bunch of people.
Yeah,
There was like 8 or 9 people on that boat
they had.
on the first excursion. Why couldn't they have got that up there?
I don't know. That just seemed.
Slide it on the ice. You can almost do it yourself. You got the dogs. They didn't have dogs over there.
Do it
did they?
yourself.
I don't know. I figured they could have done it.
I don't know. It just didn't seem very plausible to carry that all the way up the mountain and then erect it on top of the hill.
I mean,
Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
thought
just don't have any friends I like enough to go through that kind of work for a possibility.
See, I had it under the impression that these people didn't know they were going to get picked up. Their boat got fucked up.
Yeah.
The ice fucking broke their boat.
Yep.
And then
As ice does.
they're like, shit. So they grabbed all this shit off the boat and built this shack and this hut. And they all lived there
Until they got rescued.
until they got rescued. So then they just fucking locked the door and said, maybe these guys will come. I mean, you wouldn't go about the trouble of taking it down. Right? You just
guess,
leave it
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And
Fucking record player. They had art hanging on the wall. I'm like, what the fuck? Who hangs up art?
I think they were living in that for a while. That's
Possibly.
and you got nothing else to do, man. So you got 8 people or whatever was in that boat.
Yeah, no smartphones yet.
Could you imagine listening to that same song over and over? Or did they have more than one record?
Dude, I did that with the first Slim Shady album.
And
I mean, it was like,
and I heard Kanye.
it was like 2 or 3 years of that album on repeat.
So yeah, and then so this is about the time in the movie where I had to pause it. It was about an hour in, 44 minutes.
You had to
go
go stretch, wake back up, and whatnot.
No, the wife did one, and we watched it 2 nights. So I think that was Monday, and then this was Wednesday. We got back to it. They fixed a record player. The guy has a dream that the polar bear got in the can. So they're like, we gotta go back out. We gotta go back. He like wakes him up in the middle of the night. We gotta go now.
Should we leave a note?
Yeah. So then now it's what, 200 miles again each way, and they say it's day 439, but they're about to leave, and the fucking mechanic's like, should we leave a note in case they come, like, and we're not back yet?
We'll be back.
No, we'll be back. We'll be back for sure. Why would we leave a note? Don't waste the ink on the paper, I think he said, or something stupid. And then they go out, and then we wait till that far, but they get back.
Yeah.
So they get back, and someone had been to the fucking camp. They would have rescued
And at
them.
least had enough sense to write them a note.
And they left them a note that basically was the note they were going to also tell everyone back home that no one was here. There was no sign of these people. They like copied a note that they were going to copy again later. And yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't you leave a note like, hey, yo, we went north. We're about 200 miles out max.
You know
leave
the thing
without
is they were smart enough to board up the doors and whatnot. And if I was somebody out looking for somebody and I seen that the door was intentionally boarded up with the hammer, that like when you leave, you don't just leave the fucking door open.
Right.
You're talking
Like,
about
that's
when
silly.
they came to help rescue
Yeah,
them?
when they came to rescue him and they didn't find him, and then they left and they just left the door to the fucking camp open. Like, what kind of shit move is that?
Let someone know you were there, I guess. But yeah,
Well, you're
fucking throw the nail back in the fucking door.
yeah, the only living fucking animal up there is a bear who's gonna go in and just eat everything in the camp once they find it.
Yeah,
Like, you for sure board that door back up.
I'd agree.
I did like the fact that when, like, I skipped the part about them being there getting crazy.
You were skipping stuff on your own movie.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Dude, I got too much stuff going on right now. I can't even concentrate. That the polar bear came back to their hut and was trying to get in. And then the
Well, first they go out to find this can again, and the polar bear had been in the fucking can. The can is a pile of rocks. The polar bear had
I
been
thought
in
you
there.
said the toilet. He was in the toilet.
Yeah.
The cane. I call it the
cane.
cane, man. There's an eye in there.
And then,
There's an eye in there.
yeah, then the fucking captain's losing his mind.
I just, I don't know. I don't think it was that bad of a movie, you guys. You guys are.
Just quit justifying
You
it.
guys are
What
just-
makes you think I thought it was bad?
No, not you. I know that you probably respected the fact that this was a true story, but Tony had himself. I think Tony just
My
was
motto.
bored.
Fuck anything that's history before 1996. Everything before 1996 can go fuck itself. I got nothing to do with it.
What are you talking about from 1996?
1996 to me is where life starts. Everything
So
before that.
it has to be. It has to be a story that's happened after 1996. Is that what you're saying? Because I don't even understand you.
Has to be about like the creation of Facebook or
You have
something
seen,
useful in my
How
life.
old was that Boeing story that you apparently watched
I
twice?
lied like a motherfucker. I didn't watch
I
that.
know you didn't watch that
I
fucking
wanted
thing.
Jay to pick it.
dude. My mom said that was a good movie. She loved it.
Perfect.
She also liked the.
Why didn't your mom call back, by the way?
Because we
told her we were gonna call her.
Yeah,
Oh, we did.
but
Which is weird because Jay always says she doesn't know how to follow directions.
yeah, can you tell she was asking me for directions when she called? So I mean, there's not a ton
Well-
in this. Like, I mean, there's not much more we can really talk about.
Yeah, for sure there is. So,
Okay, what
There's a
else?
lot of ice,
What?
some cool
Okay.
scenery, a polar bear for
so
a
they're
minute.
they're sitting around and they're running out of food and they're talking at the table and he's
That
like,
was
he's like-
my favorite line in there.
It's like, well, I can't eat people. Well, why not? Well, because
Hands.
they got hands. That's what separates us from like animals. It's like our hands. And then the captain's like, so if I had no hands, if I cut my hands off before I died, and he's like, yeah, if you had no hands, I'd eat you. I'd happily eat you.
I literally thought he was going to start sucking his dick right there.
Yeah,
I
there
thought
was
that
a lot
was-
of gay
I thought that was-
innuendo.
I thought that was the start of them going crazy.
So then it's day 793. The captain's losing his mind. He climbs the flagpole and sees the balloon and the woman that they were talking about earlier. Yeah, he's losing his mind for sure. Now the captain is against the other guy. He's all paranoid. He's talking to the ghost of his old girlfriend. He thinks the other guy, Iverson, is gonna. I'm gonna go cut open his neck. He says, because whatever. So he's gonna go kill him for sleeping with his girlfriend because he said something. What did he say? Oh, one of the girls from the picture found me in my dreams last night. I know you picked her out, but hey, she found me, and he was just joking around. And the guy thought he was talking about the ghost girlfriend. So he goes out to fucking beat him up and kill him. Then he comes in the cab and fucking tries to shoot him, or was gonna shoot him.
Dude, one thing I learned in my life, you do not fuck with another man's imaginary girlfriend.
That's the only thing you've learned.
She tried talking him out of it too.
Don't do it.
It's not real.
Yeah. And the fucking bear comes, tries to break in their cabin.
Yeah, that's the part I was trying to skip to.
Yeah, go ahead.
because I just don't go from. I'm not good at going from scene to scene.
Well, that's
like
why
you
I
guys.
write it down.
That's why you write it down. So you're reading something.
Yeah.
Okay.
this is all stuff
Well, it
I
didn't
typed.
sound-
I typed this all up when I fucking watched the movie.
Yeah, which is convenient in this movie because there's a lot of free time.
I admit it was a little boring when they're doing their first expedition or the initial expedition. Yeah, it was boring, but I
Well,
mean,
I'm gonna tell you this.
Like I always say, it's a true story.
When I tried picking this 2 weeks ago, I watched the preview of it, and they didn't even have enough action in this movie to fill a 2-minute preview. And that's when I decided against it and go with the one about the garbage man. So I picked a garbage man movie over this. I literally willingly chose garbage.
You did not
Over
pick,
this
you did not
movie.
pick a garbage movie. It was called Clean with Adrian Brody.
Who was-
Adrian.
Who was a garbage man cleaning the streets.
Yeah, but it
of
wasn't
New
about
York.
being a garbage man. Although at the end, it really accentuated
circle. Full circle on the garbage.
So the whole basis of this movie was to prove that Iceland, Greenland, whatever you guys want to call it, is not.
It was absolutely
I didn't-
Greenland.
I didn't pick the names of these places.
I'm telling you, I swear to God, it said Greenland. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I think it's
they did
Greenland.
say Greenland.
Iceland, I mean.
No,
Greenland.
You know, Iceland is like a paradise.
Yeah, because they don't want people to go there, so
Yeah.
they named it Iceland. So
Yeah.
people would be. You're
And then
right. Okay.
Greenland, which is the worst place on the planet, who this
the
guy for
worst.
some reason dedicated his whole life to. The only life in the whole fucking continent is 2 polar bears
Or maybe the
And
same
one-
polar bear who was
Yeah,
just
that-
trailing him
and
the whole
one
time.
lost seal.
Like I said, that polar bear didn't die. He didn't die from that shot. He swam out of the water. Came after him.
I actually
way.
saw birds in the background of film.
Yeah,
in
I
this
did too.
movie, actually.
Yeah. When they were at camp, when he was out hunting, every time he would start walking back, there'd be fucking birds in the background, and I'm like, shoot them motherfuckers.
So we basically went through the movie, and now what we do at this point is go through a score ranking. Each of us gives it a score from 1 to 30. We take all of our scores and we divide it up and find out the average.
I'll go first.
You'll go
We've already
first,
said
okay.
more about this movie than it deserves.
Come
I'm
on.
I'm going a hard 12.
Okay, whatever.
So that wasn't even that bad a score. You didn't hate it.
Oh, in my head, I wanted to go way worse, but Jay's gonna be, it's like a great movie, man. It was a true story that I didn't even make it through.
I would have never said that at all. You're wrong.
We forgot to do. We'll have to do the tomato meter audience score after.
Yeah. Okay. So then, Chris, I'll go last. So you tell me what you gave it.
Well,
Then I
first
know
I
what to
want to
give
know. So, how long do you think it takes to walk 200 miles, like on regular ground?
Regular ground without snow.
I would say you could maybe average 10 miles a day.
What? Come on, Tony. 10 miles a
And
day?
fuck-
It's more than that.
In the fucking snow?
He said on regular ground.
Oh, regular ground,
Yeah.
probably 30 or 40,
Yeah.
pretty easy.
Easy.
Days? Or what are you saying?
No,
He's
a
saying
day.
he's saying miles per day.
I would
Oh,
say
yeah.
it'd take about 6 days.
It would take, according if you walked 3 miles an hour,
Yeah.
you would do 66 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay.
So that's like what, 3 days? How long did it
Yeah.
take?
No,
him in the
because
movie?
you ain't walking
Uh,
fucking 24 hours a day.
Well, I suppose.
You're maybe walking 10 hours a
So
day.
yeah, like 6 days to do 200 miles. How long do you think it took him in this movie?
100?
I don't know. I guess I never really could figure it out. But they kept popping in the days. I was trying
I'm-
to figure out why they.
I mean,
chose-
I don't see, honestly, I don't see you being able to walk in that more than 10 miles in a day,
I was thinking when they said
especially with gear.
when
they
they-
were pulling all that gear on their backs too.
when they said they're 200 miles, I figured at their speed of walk, they were maybe a mile per hour. So they're 200 hours to get from where they were to the campsite. So that's 10 days, not even 10 days.
But
If
yeah,
you if you non-stopped walked,
yeah, you couldn't do that. You'd have to do like 10 hours,
yeah.
10 hours of
So
break.
I'm figuring if you figure that math, that's it's a tenth of what. So it probably took them 100 days, right? Or is my math all weird?
I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
3 months.
They were out there for 865 days when they were hearing knocking on the door,
Insane.
and they thought it's a fucking polar bear's back, and they were just going to
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
just calmly open the door and have Iverson shoot the polar bear. They were going to stab it with this little hand knife, and it turned out to be people to take them home. And then they're being at a presentation ceremony for finding this information. As explorers, the government takes all the credit, even though they fucking were denying anyone going there. All they did was offer a reward.
Yeah.
And then
nothing.
this girl is there at the fucking ceremony. Come on. Why would she be there? And why was she like 25 years old?
I think
So-
she was fake.
and he
so
was
that's-
like
she was
60.
fake.
So, in the, because they had to throw in the one last kind of what they would say is like the humorous clip of him turning to
Iverson.
Ivor.
Yeah.
It wasn't Iverson. That's
It was
a basketball
Ivor.
player.
It was Ivor Iverson.
Okay. But he can turn to Ivor and say, is there a real person standing there?
Yeah. Is that woman
It's like,
real?
shut the fuck up.
All right, Chris, what is your score for this movie?
Yeah. It's based off a book. The photos at the end were really cool. I like seeing that shit.
Based
The
off
history.
true story. True story.
For a 2-character dialogue, it wasn't Sandra Bullock quiet. Like there was action and conversation for the most part, and it wasn't like super quiet. It went along very well. I wonder where they're finding all the wood and gas they were burning the whole fucking time for 800 days, but whatever. I don't know.
It was buried in the snow.
23 out of 30. I actually really liked it.
Wow.
I liked it a lot. I didn't want to give it that high score because we're coming up on the end of
yes.
end of the game here, and
yes.
Jay's gonna catch up to me if I don't play my P's and Q's all right here.
I'll give you your P's and Q's. Like I said, when I told you in the beginning of this, I started at 25. So-
How do you sleep at night, Jay?
For those of
I
you,
started at 25 doesn't mean I ended it at 25, okay?
for those of you who are kind of confused by our 1 to 30 or 0 to 30 scale, just do your stupid 1 to 10 thing that you do or whatever that crap is, and use half numbers and then times it by 3 if you really want. So if you gave it a 7 out of 10, you give it a 21 out of 30. The problem with the 7 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10 is you can't give it a 22 out of 30.
You can't hone in on what the real score is.
Yeah. So and then if
From
you
10.
people go to 100 and it's like you
That's
can't
so
fucking
confusing.
89. Where's
Dude,
that? Is that
that's-
good?
That's almost as bad as 6-minute apps.
I feel like I'm getting Walmarted where they're like this one's 97 cents only instead of 99 cents, so it's cheaper or better. Like come on.
So
Anyways,
what I came up with is I gave it a 20. I don't think it was terrible. Why are you laughing?
you weren't even able to make it through the whole movie.
What do you
And
mean I
you're-
did? I was watching the whole thing. I was like, "Where's that polar bear?
You
The
just
polar
told,
bear's coming
you
back.
just
I
told
know
me
it."
like you skipped through all the shit at the end where he went crazy, which was the only like
I didn't like that
entertaining
part.
of the
That was
movie.
not you. So you liked the part where he went crazy?
No, I love the part where they just walked.
well, I will tell
Fucking
you
20.
the 3 dimes rate this movie then as an 18.
This movie I couldn't even get through gets a fucking recommend to
I don't
everybody
get
I know.
that scoring, but whatever.
It's 'cause it's a true story.
It's because it was your fucking movie.
Yeah.
I liked it. You didn't even fucking watch it. 18 out of 30, which is a pretty good score.
How the fuck
pretty
do you
good score.
kiss your wife with them lying lips?
But hey,
All right. So this is the end of
no. The tomato meter and the audience
Okay,
score
all
must be right.
Yeah. What is it?
The tomato meter is a 52. The critics gave it a 52 across 27 reviews. The audience, high or low?
Oh, I'm looking at
40.
it right now, so I know.
The 43.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna.
So we liked this movie much more. Even Tony liked this movie. Actually, you liked it about
No,
correctly.
Literally exactly at the audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you're right. So that concludes this
Whatever.
round of 3 dimes.
Yeah,
Reviews
please,
raised
please,
to $1.
please tell me the scores for this end of the round.
And the scores have been tallied up. Along this journey, we've taken reviews, movie picks from our wives. We've done movie picks for ourselves. Everyone's used a paid movie except for me. I have my paid still
Oh
coming.
yeah.
And we have done 5 rounds of movies. And right now, the scores are Chris has 86, a commanding lead over Jay's 85.
I got 80. I'm one behind you.
You
Jay's-
caught the fuck up with your cheating score you
Jay's
just gave
fucking
today.
fake 85.
But Tony is really hurting. We will have
I'm
to.
right where I need to be.
61.
when my back's against the wall, that's when I go for it.
39.
And boy,
basically-
I got a great fucking movie to pick.
It doesn't even matter. You need 2 great fucking movies.
I've got to pick
You
a
need
movie
2.
that is under 14 of our score, and Jay's got to pick one under 15 to not hit $1 for you to get 2 picks in to possibly hit $1.
We have to pick 2 7s in a row.
And I have a paid movie coming up.
That's easy.
Possible?
You literally picked a 7 this week.
No, I like that movie. That was good. I'd say go watch it. It's on Netflix. Against the Ice. If you're not much of a watcher, you might want to read the book 2 Against the Ice. But it was good.
The only way to make this more boring is to put it in print form.
Well, Jay read the fucking thing with his. No wonder he fell asleep. He's using dialogue on the bottom of his screen.
What?
The closed captions.
The reading part?
The guy turned on closed captions because it came with his TV. He hasn't figured out how to turn it off now.
No,
and he just pretends he likes it.
Look how great I figured
guy's
this
watching
camera's out. Look how great I figured this. I can figure anything out. It just takes me some time, okay? But I eventually figure it out. Eventually.
So, gentlemen, are you ready to go to a movie this week? To a movie theater?
Maybe.
It's going to be tough. It's St. Patrick's Day this next week.
That's next Thursday.
I'm on vacation till Monday night.
So me picking a movie, getting my choice to do a paid movie isn't going to happen. That's what you're saying.
No.
A movie
No. You're getting a paid movie. We just might not be able to go to the theater.
It's the only way to watch this one.
Okay, what is it? Because it might.
You probably already watched it.
No, it might be able. We might be able to.
You can't. You can't find it anywhere else. But
Are you sure? Not
100%.
next week?
No, I looked.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
The new Batman movie.
Oh, okay. No, you might be right. Yeah, we can't.
So can if you can't, I got another one picked.
I probably.
It was gonna be hard for me to do it too, because going to the fucking movies is hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
I was gonna go on Sunday morning.
This is just a terrible week for me to do it. I mean, I can make it happen.
Sunday morning.
That's when I was gonna do it, but you can do it whenever the fuck.
We can all see it together if you guys are willing to drive up to where I'm going to be at.
Where's that?
No.
It's only 3.5 hours north.
No.
Hell no.
But think about how empty the theater will be.
It'll be empty. Where are you? What? All right, we'll talk about where you're going.
Small city called.
Oh yeah, you're
to go.
Yeah, maybe if you invite us to come on your vacations, we could have done this. Oh, my fucking mic just broke. Just did it.
Oh,
it happened.
Jesus Christ.
Now it's hanging like a limp. All right, well then, fuck it. I'm gonna not get my paid movie this time. Then
No, you have to.
I don't have to do anything. I can win without a paid movie.
Is that what you're trying to do?
But I got this movie's gonna be awesome too. And
Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to win off of a non-paid movie?
I want to win. I want.
Well, Jay'll never score it unless it's a true movie that he picked.
Jay's gonna love this movie that I'm picking, but Tony, you won't.
Okay.
Cool.
Because it has time travel in it.
Oh, awesome. Is it Snowpiercer 2?
Space looking shit. It is The Atom Project.
Oh, with Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
You like Ryan Reynolds, Tony?
I do.
I wanted to pick that, but it was the week after my pick.
Yeah,
so
it comes out on Friday. Jennifer Garner. What is she? The $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Zoe Salinda.
Mark Ruffalo's in it. Ruffalo.
Yeah, Ruffalo.
Dude's from Wife
Isn't he
Sheboygan.
from,
Sheboygan.
I think he's from the Funky Bunch.
Shut up.
So that's coming out on Netflix. It's a Ryan Reynolds movie. I think I watched a trailer. Basically, he somehow invented time travel or something, and he's going to save the world with himself as a kid.
All right.
That's the premise of the movie, I think. So that's coming out March 9th. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. If you're out there, I know so far we got 2 watching. It's me and Jay, but that's all right. It's all right.
Hey, you can we can watch it later. People can stream it later. Or not stream it. They can watch it later. It's going to be saved on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So watch our movie. Play along. 3Dimes Reviews. 3dimesreviews.com. 3Dimes Reviews worldwide. The race to the dollar is coming to a close.
Good night.